Okay. Okay, and we're live. Welcome, everybody. This is the Steampunk Star Raisin live show, special episode for December 21st, 2015, focusing on Star Wars and The Force Awakens. For those of you who follow my video vlog, I just uploaded a video vlog doing a full movie review for The Force Awakens. I liked it. I thought it was a very entertaining film, but I was mildly disappointed. Let me talk over I have a topic list here. I'm here with Scott.
Hello.
Say hi. We do shows together on the Everything Show and the Real Whovians cast as well. But yeah, the topics for the upcoming hour will be the general Star Wars The Force Awakens movie review, my Star Wars movie rankings, how I rank the 7 movies, and Star Wars mysteries, the mysteries that come out of The Force Awakens, and Supreme Leader Snoke theory. This is more of a joke theory, but I think people will find it amusing. And theory about Rey. Again, I have another joke theory about Rey, but it's more of my sarcasm and sense of humor. And favorite Star Wars film of all time. Anyway, I am going to say that I like the film. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it an 8. But I was mildly disappointed. I felt like it was a rehash of the original Star Wars. You know, you got Starkiller Base. It's got an exhaust port. Let's pound the crap out of it. It's the same weakness, the same general plot. There's hidden plans. They're searching after the hidden plans.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little disappointed that Luke didn't even have a line of dialogue. Not even one line. He had a facial expression, but not even one line of dialogue. I guess they'll explain that more, the mystery of that, in the next movie. But the thing that was, I'm going to exit out of Skype. Sorry about that, people. I had Skype popping up telling me I need to install that update. Force quit. There we go. See. The Mac is the only operating system in which I feel like I'm a Force user, because when you terminate an application, it's called Force quit. I'm not kidding. Anyway, so I mean, and then at the end, it had like a really big plot hole. Like, you know, you got like this Starkiller Base exploding. Well, how did those people escape from that without dying? I mean, you would think.
In fact, it turned into a sun afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was my 5th favorite Star Wars film. What's your opinion about it? I mean, you can disagree with me. I don't care.
I enjoyed it. I agree. It was an 8. I loved it. And I think the whole fact that Luke didn't have anything to say to Rey at the end, I think that's one of those, like, his facial expressions were supposed to tell everybody everything.
He looked conflicted to me.
Yeah, that's it. Like, okay, I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry that you had to battle somebody who I trained and turned evil. And I think that's the whole point, is that he's starting to, I think the fact that he was feeling like the Alec Guinness role at this point. He's like the Kenobi of this era, of this generation.
Well, there was a rumor of a plot element that was never actually explained in this movie, so the rumor could actually still be true. One rumor I'd heard was that one of the reasons why Luke went into exile for 30 years is that he had been conflicted with the dark and light side of the Force. He'd been tempted by both sides, and he wasn't sure which direction to take, and that's why he just kind of, well, I'm too powerful, I could turn evil, I should just go away. And that's kind of the feel I got with he had almost like an angry, conflicted expression on his face. And that's kind of my theory about him, is he's conflicted, but now maybe Rey returned him to the light. But and I'm wondering, is Rey Luke Skywalker's daughter now? She was originally
rumored. What everybody's wondering is the fact that she was actually sensing all that from that one lightsaber. Could she be his daughter, and the ship that was leaving? Luke could have been on there and was the one that was dropping her off, and she just doesn't have because she was a child, she didn't have the full cognizance to really look because you saw the ship taken off.
Yeah, I have to see the movie again because there's some little details and Easter eggs that might tie up to the next two films that are in there that I need to take in more. And the interesting thing is, Abrams actually lied. He said that they weren't going to mention the Sith. The Sith were mentioned one time in this movie. I don't know if you remember that. They actually said the word Sith. It was Maz Kanata who mentioned, I've been around long enough. I've seen the Empire, the Sith, and now the First Order. They call themselves by different names, but they're really all the same.
Yeah. Now that you recall that, I remember that too, because I was telling Joe and the rest of us, depending on how the weather is tomorrow, I may go see it again.
The interesting thing about Maz Kanata, she's described as being force sensitive. So is she a Jedi? I mean, and the thing is she's 1,000 years old. I mean, this is like the backstory description of her, but if she's 1,000 years old, which would make her older than Yoda.
And she knows Yoda of this.
Yeah, and another mystery to me is where's Obi-Wan and Yoda? I know that sounds silly because they're dead, but they're Force ghosts, right? They're supposed to be lingering around. They're supposed to still be more powerful.
So true. So true.
So would Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi surely stand by while the Empire took back over? The interesting thing is the Resistance appears to be like the military arm of the New Republic. They mentioned New Republic in this. So there's a New Republic government versus a First Order government.
Yeah.
That I liked. I like that because that ties in with what the original expanded universe had set up, that there was going to be a New Republic, that Luke was going to train a new generation of Jedi, which apparently this did happen, but then it backfired on Luke, and maybe he felt guilty about it.
One reason why I went into exile as well, along with your little, he was conflicted with feeling his draws to both sides. I'm trying to remember who said it, but they said it's almost this one's almost like a reversed Star Wars. You've got Han's son, and instead of him being tempted by the dark side, he's being tempted by the light side. And with him doing what he did to Han, that sort of just infused the fact that he was going to stay with the dark side.
Yeah, you're right. That is a good analogy or a good comparison, a reverse Star Wars, because he needed to make that leap to go to the dark side because he was conflicted. And Luke was conflicted and almost went to the dark side, but he made that leap to turn to the light. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. Let's see, let me look at my list here. Yeah, Star Wars movie rankings. So here's how I rank. I like all 7 of the films. Don't get me wrong. There's not one film that I don't like. Some of them have flaws, some of them don't. And my list will be kind of controversial because my second favorite film is actually one of the prequel films. But anyway, my favorite film of all time is most fan favorites is Empire Strikes Back. My second favorite is Revenge of the Sith. And my third favorite is the original Star Wars. My fourth favorite is Return of the Jedi. And then my fifth favorite would be The Force Awakens. And the sixth favorite would be Attack of the Clones. And my least favorite would be The Phantom Menace. Although I still like The Phantom Menace. I don't hate it.
Step back. What was my favorite one of all? I know I enjoyed the very first one. But I just never did sit back and thought, okay, which one's my most favorite and all that.
Well, I figured to make it a more interesting broadcast, I never really thought about it in chronological, like what's my most favorite to my least favorite. I had to think about it. But for most fans, Empire Strikes Back is still their favorite film, even after viewing this film. And I think it's because they were in love with the original trilogy characters. Yeah, and that was the darkest of the 3 films, and it was the spoiler where Darth Vader was Luke's dad, or it was the twist, I should say. And there's something haunting about that film that's like ethereal in a way. like when Luke goes on Dagobah, and you know, Luke is like, "What will I find?" You know, he's going down this like dark tunnel. He's like, "What will I find there?" And Yoda was like, "Only what you take with you." And that's like my favorite scene from Empire Strikes Back, and I think one of my favorite scenes from Star Wars. And he confronts an apparition of Darth Vader, and then he decapitates him, but then the mask explodes, and it's his own face.
Yeah, that's what I love the most about that. That was smooth.
And Lawrence Kasdan, he co-wrote the script with 2 other people, but J.J. Abrams did co-write it as well and added his own 2 cents worth in. But I think that's, even though I'm not a big fan of Abrams, I think that's what saved this film and made it a good and entertaining film, was Lawrence Kasdan was entirely in touch with the original trilogy characters, because he co-wrote and co-created some of them. Let's see. Well, so we got the topic 2, which is rankings. Do you have anything else to add, Scott, before I move on to topic 3, which is Star Wars?
No, if I'm going to think about rankings, I'm going to have to say, since I was 10 years old when the first Star Wars came out, I'm going to have to say the original Star Wars. The Force Awakens is my second. And it's a toss-up between Empire and Return for the next ones.
Oh, Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Yeah, those are the...
Oh, welcome, Daniel. Well, I'm doing a special. My voice started to clear up. I started feeling a little bit better. I'm doing a special Star Wars edition of the Steampunk Star Raisin live show since I saw the movie on Friday. Hopefully I have better connectivity problems. I've had a hard time connecting with you on Skype earlier. You there? Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yeah.
I was talking... Yeah, I can hear you just fine. I was talking about. I'll let you give input. We were talking about Star Wars rankings, how you rank the Star Wars movies. I rank my favorite, which is Empire Strikes Back, then Revenge of the Sith, original Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and then I would rank Force Awakens as 5th, and then Attack of the Clones, and then The Phantom Menace. What about you, Daniel? What's your opinion on the new movie?
I would have to bring the new movie at number 1 spot right now, and
okay.
The original trilogy would be like number 2, and then like the prequels are like very, very last for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
Did they destroy Coruscant in the movie? I think they destroyed Coruscant.
They destroyed a bunch of planets. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
did they destroy Coruscant, Scott?
Like I said, I'm going to go back and rewatch because I don't think they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did. They destroyed Starkiller Base, which looks like a planet.
Which became a sun.
No, I know, but like remember when they did? Remember when they said something about destroying? Like they were gonna crush the Republic and destroy the Senate or something, and they fired the weapon on a planet that looked like Coruscant.
Wow, that's I'm not sure about that. I mean, it's possible. I mean, they didn't. That was there's a movie review YouTube channel that God, I can't think of the name right now. That I just it's the same. They're associated with Young Turks and they review movies, Real Flicks movie reviews. They were talking. Their one criticism for The Force Awakens is that there's a lot of stuff that's just simply not explained. I mean, a lot of people criticize the prequels for midichlorians and over-explaining the Force and over-explaining everything. And there were some people who are criticizing The Force Awakens, saying it doesn't explain it enough. It's too vague about everything. So a lot of things are left up to interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. The answer to that is I don't know. Maybe it looks like it, but who knows for sure.
Unless they're setting up for the sequel, that's why they're not explaining everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping that they'll explain more in the sequel. But All right. Well, I guess we'll move on from rankings, and we'll move on to Star Wars mysteries. The mysteries are from The Force Awakens. The biggest mystery to me is Rey Luke Skywalker's daughter? What's your opinion, Daniel and Scott?
Go ahead, Daniel.
I don't know. She could be Luke Skywalker's daughter. I don't know. I hope she is at least. That'd be kind of cool.
Well,
if like he says father in Episode 8.
I mean, I was thinking that she was Luke Skywalker's daughter because she had this sense of longing on her face, and she's presenting the lightsaber. Mm-hmm. She just looks so. I mean, she's a good actress, Daisy Ripley. She really conveys her emotions very well. And she's like, please, I need your approval. Here's this lightsaber. And then Luke he looks almost conflicted and angry, almost annoyed in some ways that she's there. And then there's no dialogue to back it up, so it's kind of left hanging in mystery. But I know that's done on purpose to get you to want to watch the next film. But and I was pretty sure, based on the internet rumors, that she was Princess Leia and Han Solo's daughter. But now that she met Han Solo and he didn't really confirm her to be his daughter, she's probably not his daughter. It's probably Luke, if I had to guess. But then that adds another question. Then if she is Luke Skywalker's daughter, who's the mom? I have one theory. The mom could be Maz Kanata. There you go. I'm just being silly.
I'm with you. I'm swaying more towards Luke than I am Han, because just like all the points that you pointed out, I expect this look in her face and his face, like, okay, you're here. Why?
Yeah.
Thank you for dropping off my lightsaber, but why are you here? Or why are you not back on yada yada?
And Supreme Leader Snoke is also a big mystery. And you see him in 2, and he appears as a massive hologram. The Emperor also appeared as a massive hologram, so there's parallels to Palpatine in that sense, the way he's originally displayed. And there's rumors that the Supreme Leader Snoke is Darth Plagueis, and I think that still could be true. Even though he doesn't look like Expanded Universe Plagueis, you got to realize that the Expanded Universe, the original Expanded Universe no longer being canon, Snoke could be anybody, and Plagueis could be any alien race and look like anything, because the only thing that's canon about Plagueis is Palpatine's description of Darth Plagueis, and he doesn't really describe what he looks like, he just describes what happened. And so I think that Snoke could still be Darth Plagueis. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking could he be like an alternate force energy of Vader, of Anakin? Because if you look, the scars on his face sort of line up with the Vader mask.
Oh, that's a good point. I never really thought of that. I mean, he appeared as like a fuzzy hologram.
I actually remembered that, but I do.
Oh, okay. I know. I remember that he does have the scars on his face. I kind of felt like he looked like Gollum. You know it to be true. Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
High-end. That's the
Force is mine. It's precious.
Force is mine, precious. Yes. So we now know what happened.
Somebody should do a parody video about that. If anybody has access to good special effects, that would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could, Vader could split into 2 Force ghosts. Maybe he's a Sith Force ghost version of Vader. It's interesting. I don't know. It's kind of a mystery. And Luke being with the light side of the Force, how was Snoke able to seduce Ben Solo into becoming Kylo Ren and turning to the dark side?
Here's a notion. Could have came to them as a an impression, sort of like a false impression of somebody, and that's how he lured him over.
Well, and there was a rumor that Supreme Leader Snoke required life support, but I never got that impression from the hologram. But did any of you guys get the impression that he required life support? He just looked like he was battle scarred, but other than that. And he talks about completing his training, which leads me to believe, I'm glad that Abrams didn't throw out the Sith name. He apparently lied and said he wasn't going to use the term Sith, but they at least mentioned Sith once, which gives me some room for optimism that the Sith will return. And, you know, the one criticism I had that's kind of mysterious to me, another criticism I had was I felt like Rey became too powerful too quick. She's just like, she's never had any formal training of a Jedi, and, you know, they had established in Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels even, because you've got in Star Wars Rebels, you have, you know, a Jedi Master training an apprentice, you know, and it's, you know, apparently very difficult to learn the Force. You can be Force sensitive, but it takes a lot of training, and she just seems to, whoop, I'm going to grab the lightsaber and I'm going to kick Kylo Ren's butt, which is cool to see her to be a female Jedi.
Respecting Luke being the father.
Yeah.
Because to see, if you think back upon the first Star Wars, he seemed to take on the Force a little bit quicker as well.
Yeah, you got a good point. I bet they both have a midichlorian count of 20,000. Anyway, I'm going to say that in this video because I love the prequels. Don't get me wrong. Hence, Revenge of the Sith is my second favorite film. And I always like to poke fun at fans who hate midichlorians. But anyway, so I'm just going to add that in the video for those who are watching. But, yeah, that's another mystery. What do you think?
Local Starbucks, they've got enough of those things to...
Yeah, this is Starbucks in downtown Hollywood. Actually, it's Hollywood. Well, I shouldn't say where I'm at. I got in trouble one time when I said where I was at, but it's a Starbucks in Hollywood. That's why it's all glittery and all the lights.
Yeah, I've got like 3 of those damn things near me. One in the mall, one of those suite-like ones in one of the shopping centers, and then a few blocks down from. In a Barnes & Noble, so take your pick.
There you go. Yeah, and so, yeah, there's real mystery with Supreme Leader Snoke and Rey and Luke Skywalker. But yeah, it should be good in the next film. They're going to tie it up in the next film. I kind of wish also that they had spent a little bit more time on Jakku. It kind of goes like a typical Abrams film. It goes from one scene to the next in very quick succession, and you don't really get the atmosphere. Like in the original trilogy, you really breathed in Tatooine. You got the atmosphere of what it was like to be on Tatooine. And this just you kind of jump from one planet to another, or one scene, or one environment. And so, anyway, I am going to move on to my next topic, which is Supreme Leader Snoke theory. Yeah, which I've already talked about. Yeah, I had a joke. You know, my joke theory, Supreme Leader Snoke is actually it's a cross in with Lord of the Rings. It is he is Gollum. What do you think about my theory, Daniel? Supreme Leader Snoke being Gollum.
That's kind of funny. I don't think so.
Somebody needs to do a video like that. That would be hilarious. But anyway,
Jar Jar. That's how Jar Jar's getting his revenge.
Gollum allied with Jar Jar. There we go.
Yeah, at some point in time, you see the Scooby Gang come over, rip the mask off, and go, and find out that it's actually Jar Jar.
Oh man. Okay, and then I have a joke theory about Rey. You want to hear it?
Fire away.
Okay. My theory about Rey is not only is she the daughter of Luke Skywalker, but she's also the daughter of Princess Leia.
Ooh, incest.
Because Princess Leia hugged her and almost acknowledged her like she was a family member, which was kind of weird. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
So so, what if Luke turned to the dark side for a short period of time, and then he'd already French kissed her,
Yeah.
And he slept with his sister, and then you end up with a daughter who has 75% Darth Vader genes, because your offspring would have 50% of your genes, and then your
I don't
daughter.
think
Well, incest is best. Incest is best. That's how Star Wars won the West. I mean, well, I mean, technically there was some incest in the original Star Wars. I mean, Leia and Luke it was more than just a casual kiss.
Yeah, the fact that you had Luke and Leia's mom being a cougar in the pretty much, so.
That's true, because Padme was like 10 years older than Anakin.
Yep, she was a cougar.
So yeah, it was good.
So who do you? So what? Yeah, what? Okay, so you guys, you had to guess today. You could start with Daniel. We'll go with Scott. Who do you think Rey's parents are?
Luke Skywalker is the dad, and I don't know who the mom is. The mom is going to be a mystery. Maybe, I don't know, they're going to explain it in the next one. No, I don't think so. Maybe Chewbacca's the mom.
I was just thinking that. Explains the hair.
Yeah, there you go.
Because if you think about it, the two of them were given... she really took to Chewie real quick, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She did.
So yeah, funny. But yeah, like yeah, I love that movie. I'm gonna go watch it again. And I just wait. Did Joe already have a cast on this?
I think he did, but I wasn't able to make it.
Yesterday, he did a little bit of one just a while ago, and he's doing a who. Unless it's over now, he was doing a Whovians cast. And yes, Gloria did return, but she was apparently having technical difficulties with her computer.
Oh, that's too bad.
So Joe didn't do well. He did a little bit of one. I don't know. Do you think he's gonna be on later on?
Well, I'm doing a full episode.
He's doing 3 or 4, and the last one we did was an everything show. Then he said he was going to do a Whovian show, and then I saw Steam's here thing came up. I go, okay, I'll dive into Steam's.
Yeah, I figured I might as well, because I seen the movie. I need to get like a special episode review dedicated to Star Wars. Why this is still hot? So I figured might as well do something like this. And okay, well, moving on from theory about Rey, I'll move on to my final topic, which is favorite Star Wars film. My favorite Star Wars film is still Empire Strikes Back. Yours, Daniel, is The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
And why is that your favorite film?
I loved it. It was like, I think it was better than Empire. I think I think it was really good. It was really well done. I haven't had fun in the theater like that for years. It was really good.
Why was it better than Empire? Is it because this was the first film that well, this wasn't the first Star Wars film you saw in theaters, was it?
No, I saw the prequels in theaters, but I didn't really care for the prequels because you already saw the originals, right? So there's no suspense, there's no mystery. You already know what's going to happen because you've already seen the originals. So like nothing's a mystery. You're like, okay, I've already seen. It's like I've already seen the future, It kind of.
Well, some people have criticized the film early on. They said that you already knew what was going to happen in this film. This is a remake of the original trilogy. That's what some people have criticized it.
Yeah, but
what's
the thing
your
is,
response to that?
Well, I don't know. The thing is, in this movie, you don't know what's going to happen because you're moving forward. You're moving forward. You don't know what's going to happen to Luke or Snoke or anybody. And also, there's like this rumor that like Han Solo may come back in the next ones. I don't know. That's
probably in flashbacks.
Flashbacks, yeah.
Well, I actually heard that off camera that Harrison Ford would not agree to do another Star Wars film unless they killed off his character. Kind of a very similar demand that Liam Neeson had in The Phantom Menace. Liam Neeson, Quan Jin was originally supposed to be in 3 films, and Liam Neeson was like, I don't want to be typecast as a Jedi. I will only agree to do The Phantom Menace if you kill off my character at the end. And that's the reason why Lucas did it. Because he liked Liam Neeson, and he wanted to use him for at least one film better than using him for none. And so I heard that it was a very similar requirement with Harrison Ford. He's kind of grown tired of the Han Solo character. And he talked about it in an interview, like, right after Return of the Jedi. He was like, I asked George Lucas to kill off Han Solo. I kind of felt like the character needed to die. But, George Lucas didn't agree with me. So now that George Lucas didn't have a say in it, Abrams was like, hey, I'll kill off Han Solo.
You want?
Well, and I thought it did, killing off Han Solo, it made it a little bit more emotionally moving, and, it showed loss, that this is not going to be an easy battle to win, So.
Do you think Snoke is really that big?
No, I don't. I think that's just, if you look at. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
I was going to agree with you. Yeah, no, he's not. That's just like one of these little. He's an emperor. He wants to make himself look menacing, and that's pretty much how he does it.
Mm-hmm. Palpatine did the same thing. If you look at Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, where he's displaying his hologram, his face is like 25 feet tall. So, yeah, I think Snoke is. I heard a character description that Snoke is about 10 feet tall, but he might be 10 feet tall, but he's definitely not as big as a hologram. That's just part of his imperial propaganda.
Almost like a Big Brother type of setup.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a Big Brother kind of feel, like I'm everywhere and I dominate. I'm better than you. I have higher social ranking than you do because I'm bigger.
What do you think about the next one? The next one's going to have Hayden Christensen in it. You think? I'm hearing rumors
that's a rumor that's not confirmed.
Well, I don't know. Now I'm hearing it's like confirmed. Everybody's saying it. Like Hayden Christensen is going to be back in the next one. They're actually training him for like a role in Episode 8.
Well,
now it's getting more and more.
Well, the topic list is only a guide, so since we'll talk about theories like that. Episode 8. Hold on, let me look up Episode 8. Hold on, I'm looking at the IMDb page. Sometimes you can get a good intel off IMDb because they'll update with a. That's how I found out that Lawrence Kasdan is writing the script for a new Han Solo film. I looked up his IMDb credit.
I'm gonna check out the Rogue One movie. That's pretty cool. I'll watch it. It kind of stinks because, like the Rogue One movie's going back 38 years in the past, man. This takes place before it ends with.
Yeah, but I think it could still be good, depending on how it's directed, depending on how it's produced. I mean, it could
but it takes place like 38 years in the past, because we already see Episode 7, so we're already in the future. Go back in the past.
Well, you and me disagree on that, Daniel. You don't like the prequels. You don't like prequel stuff. I like the prequels. I like the prequel stuff. I like even Star Wars Rebels.
I like the prequels, but I just don't prefer them. I want to move forward. That was like one of my problems with Enterprise. I just want to move forward, man. I don't want to go back.
Disney is eager to make their $4 billion back, so they're going to do a Star Wars film every year indefinitely.
So if they can back a dump truck of money up to somebody, they're going to do it.
Yeah, which is good. We're going to get we're definitely getting a movie every year until 2020. Now we're going to get Episode 7, 2017, Young Han Solo, 2018, and Episode 9, 2019. We might get a Boba Fett movie in 2020, and after that we don't we can have anything after that. So which is good.
Another thing I was, oh, I will say this. One thing I was surprised about with The Force Awakens is how insignificant Finn was. I thought they were setting him up to be the next Jedi, but he apparently has no Force powers at all. Was easily beaten by um, Kylo Ren, and it was Rey that kicked his ass in the end. That was surprising.
I just didn't like it how they spared Phasma, and I'm like, kill her, come on, finish her off, right? You have the chance, do it, but they don't. What do you mean why? Like,
Why?
what? Because
I like to call her. But that was another criticism. Captain Phasma, for having such a prominent appearance on the poster, was really just like a cameo. Really, she doesn't really do that much.
I mean, like, that's what you do with the bad guys. You finish them off. Like, come on, man, you were right there.
Well,
Finish.
She's Captain Phasma until she takes her armor off. Then she's Captain Fappa. No, never mind. That's twisted. Anyway, that's my twisted humor there. Anyway, Star Wars humor. Okay. Star Wars humor. The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens in a different way.
Oh, also, did you hear about the new Star Wars live-action TV series coming on Netflix? I heard it's going to be 3 of them.
Really? Well.
Yeah. They're working on 3.
Well, I hope they don't oversaturate Star Wars and make it suck.
I'm just like, I don't know. I'm hoping that the new series will take place after Episode 7. I mean, they want to save money, so what they're doing is they're going to wait until Episode 7 or 8 is over, and then they're going to use the same sets. So this tells me that it's probably going to take place during the time of the new trilogy, which is like, yeah, I don't want it to go back, man. I want it to move forward, man. I like this new timeline. I want to move forward. I want to play this new galaxy. You know what I mean? This new timeline.
I can't wait for Star Wars.
The IMDb page for Episode 8 is not loading on my end for some reason. There must be a lot of people hitting up that page.
I mean, Scott, what do you think, Scott? Do you think that the new TV series is going to be after Episode 7?
Yes, it's definitely. Yes, as you said that they're using the same sets. You're going to be using the same. They're going to wait until like maybe Episode 8 or not, until at least up until the end of Episode 8, and then they're going to start pushing them out.
Oh my God, I hope so, because I'm just like, yeah, we need a new series. I mean, I hope they don't go back, because originally what Lucas wanted to do was he wrote like scripts for like Star Wars. It was called Star Wars Underworld or something, and it was supposed to take place between Episodes 3 and 4. And he was supposed to do it, but then he wanted to wait until technology got better and cheaper. So, like, so it would be, it would be cheaper to do. So, that would be great. But I just don't want it to take place in between, Episode 3 and 4. I just want them to push forward.
The IMDb page for for Star Wars Episode 8 just loaded.
Yeah.
Directed by Rian Johnson, screenplay written by Rian Johnson, co-written by George Lucas. Lucas is going to be credited for the characters. And you got Daisy Ripley, Mark Hamill, Oscar Isaac, that's Poe Dameron, John Boyega, and
Benicio del Toro, I'm seeing here.
Oh, okay, you're on the same page with me. And you got, Abrams is the executive producer. Okay, so Abrams is still involved in Episode 8. She's not directly directing. And Kathleen Kennedy is producer. She's the CEO of LucasArts. And then you got Ram Bagman as producer, and Tom Karnowski. I'm going to butcher some of these names. But yeah, I don't see Hayden Christensen on the credit list, but the credit list is pretty slim right now.
Yeah, it's
I'm sure a lot of that
it's still got like Daisy through Del Toro.
And it makes me wonder who Del Toro is going to play. And some people had a theory that Kylo Ren actually did die in the end, because you see the planet explode, and Kylo Ren's on the planet, and everything seems to be collapsing around him. And did Kylo Ren die? That's not really explained at the end of the film, although Supreme Leader Snoke said, "Bring me Kylo Ren so I could finish his training." So But I mean, why would they cast a new villain? Del Toro is supposed to be playing a new villain in Episode 8, and that's kind of mysterious to me. You guys have any words on that?
Mm-hmm. I can't think of who to play either.
Well, I mean,
some people say he's playing what's that guy? There was this Admiral Thrawn or something. Yeah, that's
it's
a rumor.
possible. It'd be cool if they brought in Admiral Thrawn. It was a fan favorite for a lot of people who had read the books. I never read the books, but the expanded universe. But yeah, that would be cool if they did that. But yeah, so that's.
Oh, look, Joe gave me a link.
Oh, Joe wants to join?
No,
Joe.
He's doing another show.
You do another show? Well, okay, we can wrap up and we'll join his show. It's almost been an hour anyway. I think we've talked everything we can. I'm now down to the point of conjecture. And, but yeah, Hayden Christensen is rumored but not confirmed for Episode 8. I think it'd be cool if they brought him back. Any last words on that before we end the show? On Hayden Christensen possibly being in Episode 8.
I think it would be kind of smooth, but I don't know how they would. The only thing they can do is a Force Ghost.
Well, there's a rumor.
Flashback scene.
Well, there's a rumor that they might, in George Lucas's original script for Episode 8, they cloned Darth Vader, and so some people theorize that they might actually use elements of George Lucas's original script for Episode 8 and clone Darth Vader, and then he would be a young.
And the fact that you said we've got him pretty much doing like a co-editing or co-writing, that might be the reason why they've got him credited too.
Yeah. But who knows for sure. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. This is the Steampunk Star Raisin live show, special episode for Star Wars The Force Awakens. You have a nice day, and I'll see you guys 25 billion years
in the past.